On live. You are live. It's that time again. Let's chat. There's no music.
Watch as data crashes the ship.
So I either clicked an old one or I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. Time will tell. Welcome to Old Gray Bricks, everyone. Woo! Today is July 21st. It's 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We have one person in the chat, and it is Stop Stud Studios. What's up? That sounds like an Ant Bandit fan or compatriot or brother in arm. Stud Stop Studios. That's what it sounds like to me. But seeing as how we only have one person in the in the peanut gallery, and you're watching this, where were you at 8 o'clock? But now you're watching it secondhand, so you know it is what it is. But so it's a messy Thursday. Both Mr. Giddens Fazoom is out of town, and Mr. Sandlin is also out of town. I believe that they are both out of state as well. Whatever that means. So that means you're all under my command for the evening. I'm sorry in advance. There could be innuendos slightly between those of us who are underneath me, Jeff and Julian. You never know. Adam's gotten better at doing his unintended innuendos from time to time, so we never know. But let's start things off, and because Doug Wheels was first in the chat with me this evening. Doug Wheels, what you got going on?
I am building the mock that I promised you as our Lug ambassador like 2 months ago.
And are you keeping it under wraps, or are you going to show it a little bit? Let's make you bigger. Oh, not me.
That's you.
Oh. Then I removed her from the
This is
stream.
going to go really well. This is going to go really well.
Dana, hover over their face, and you can just full screen them.
There we go. Something like that. Boom.
Wow. Look
That's
at that tree.
It's like a willow tree with teal leaves because, you know,
Teal.
it's fantasy. We got purple tree. We got little quiche holders as flowers. So, you know.
That's dark turquoise. Dark turquoise leaves there.
Teal, turquoise, same difference.
No, they're not.
Oh, maybe hold on to that for our topic for this evening.
You know.
That's pretty awesome, Meredith.
Thank you. So this will go with the Moon Phoenix because I can't seem to build, let's just say, I don't trust myself to build and keep it within a certain spec. I'm kind of trying to make it free floating so that I can move it around the very, very small display case at the Lego store. So that is it.
Because we don't know anything about somebody misjudging the space in the display and having to take their mock almost completely apart, even though it fell apart on the way to the store. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen or don't know what I'm talking about, go check out Ant Bandit's YouTube channel, and there is an awesome video about his experiences. It's hysterical. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Well, Meredith, I'm excited to finally have your mock on display, and we're putting yours in Sugarloaf, correct?
Correct.
So that means that Mr. Ant Bandit's Johnny Thunder display is going to come out.
So yeah, that's coming out this weekend. I gave myself a deadline. It's going to be there probably Sunday. So if you're in the area.
Excellent.
I'm just going to go in on Saturday and pull that thing out. I'm not going to keep it together at all. It is coming out and it's done. So.
No.
I heard financial. You told me people were throwing money at, hey, can I buy that?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard people were impressed enough to want to, like, they thought Adventurers was back. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. But like,
Dude, you got to keep it together because when we do Atlanta BrickCon, we need to do all of the habitat or all of the displays together. So there will be space, adventure, moon, whatever Druce is doing, whatever Cliff is going to do. We can have a display of all those together. We can maybe get a display case and have it vertical and look kind of cool.
All I know is, Adam, it's always a good idea to pull out.
in an appropriate time.
I wouldn't mind keeping it if we're gonna do that. I wouldn't mind keeping it together. I mean, I could put it on a shelf and just like let it sit, but that's what it's been doing for the last
keep
3 months.
so you can put it back together. It'll be cool for us to do for a big display. Big shout out to Rob for joining us. Mully Magic and Big Screen Bird, nerds in the house. So
if somebody wants to buy it, price it at a ridiculous amount and see if somebody bites. You never know.
There you go.
I had people asking me how much I would sell my monochrome habitats, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to give you a number because somebody might actually say yes. So that being said, Adam, since we got talking to you, what are you doing?
Right now, as we speak, I'm building the forest hideout here. It's been boxed up for a while, and I was debating on whether to open this or keep it sealed, but I'm opening it because I may or may not be doing venturing into some uncharted territory with my very first castle build, which I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. But I'm doing a video with our friends over at Beyond the Brick to take this and combine it with the Lionite Castle, which I did a review for. So I've been just doing videos for them, and this is the next project with them is doing something castle related. So I'm glad that video went really well. You can go and watch it on their channel. I also reviewed the Galaxy Explorer. You can see behind me there. So that was really fun to do. But yeah, lots of videos, lots of content lately. Not much building for fun, but gotta get back to that. So
you need to get into some building for fun.
Yes.
You need to get some building for fun. I too have not been building for fun lately. I've been doing challenges and projects, which while they're fun, they're not necessarily what I would normally be building. I've kind of been focusing on somebody else's requirements. So I'm actually looking forward to getting to my long-awaited project, which also happens to be castle-esque.
Really?
So, yeah. We'll see how that goes. Since VW Bricks has slid off to the side of the screen. Oh, there he is. Do you want to talk? Do you want to chit chat? Tell us what you got going on.
Sure.
How was the sprinkler?
How's the sprinklers?
Done sprinkling for the day. The water sprinkler, not something else. Because I don't know if that's done sprinkling for the day yet. Anyway.
Not to seem like a snarky American, you do realize they make sprinklers with timers.
Probably, but why would I spend money on something I already have? Canadian.
You actually buy a timer to put on your
already existing sprinkler, and it will do it for you anyways.
Well, my sprinkler is technically broken anyhow. It's leaking water out of the edge, out of one end. So, I probably should replace it. I just haven't gotten there to the store.
You're supposed to leak water out one end?
No, it's supposed to leak water out of the arm that goes back and forth, and at the very end, opposite the hose, there's like a little fountain going out that way. So
you have an inappropriate leaky sprinkler.
Yes.
Also
known as a sprinkler that's stored in the winter, probably with a little water in it, and hence the reason why the back end blew out, which didn't sound good until
they typically advise you to drain the sprinkler.
Yeah, I know.
You never want to blow out your back end.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Always got to drain that hose before you store it. You shake it more than twice. You're playing with it.
If you blow out the back end,
we lost audio on that one, and we probably didn't want it anyway.
So,
somewhere Chris's ears are inflamed right now.
I'm going to get a call tomorrow morning. Dude, seriously, what were you thinking?
Letting VW on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's VW's fault.
I made a first purchase to actually keep and hoard until it becomes expensive.
Ooh.
And that is this.
Because
the new set just came out, and this was a back ordered, and I decided, you know what, I'll click on that little link on Shop at Home that says notify me when it's in stock. It came in stock. I ordered it right away. Didn't pay for it because I used PayPal, so I just had money that I already had sitting in PayPal. And
that's not real money. Sorry.
No, it's not. I ordered it.
That was partially my real money.
Well, yeah, it was actually. No, wait, yeah, it would have been because you paid. Anyway, I ended up. I think I ordered it Thursday or Friday, and I checked yesterday, and it was sold out again.
Whoa.
So I'm thinking with the new set coming out, this is probably going to be worth something in the future, like 5-10 years down the road, maybe. So I figured I'd speculate for the first time in my life. But so yeah,
Isn't that the set? Isn't that the set that's in the Disney train station?
in the Disney train station.
So in the Disney train station, there's a little mock tile of a set, and it looks like that. It's like the micro Disney castle.
I'd have to buy the Disney train station to know that, I guess.
Oh, okay.
When does the Haunted Mansion come out? Is it August?
Yeah, I think it's August or October. I'll let you know. I've got a spreadsheet here, actually. You know what? Do I already have it open? I do. Let me just quickly check. Haunted Mansion is it's in the $50 range. Should be somewhere in here.
Your spreadsheet is classified by dollar value.
Listen.
No, it's sorted by because I was going to do a video of what's coming out August 1st. So
well, we need to do a video about what's coming.
I know. I just haven't had a chance. Anyways, I don't see it here. Oh yeah, there it is. 54 Canadian, August 1st.
So that means 150 American.
No, it's like 5 American or something. But I've decided during this stream, I've decided to start taking advantage of these guys. I've got 4 of them. The concrete mixer from Technic. So I'm going to probably try to build a spaceship. And I'm figuring I'm going to use these color palettes: the white, the medium orange.
Nice.
And a while ago, I discovered I was trying to build like a little HISS tank type thing, and this is like 10 years old. I never finished it because I ran out of dark blue because it was just when dark blue came out. But I had like silver because I thought black, dark blue, and silver went well together. But I really like the bright green with the dark blue.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of a weird contrast. I think it's actually the same colors they used in the Benny's or the Lego Movie 2's fist.
Yep.
But I had the color first, for the record.
Well, actually, I think the Seattle Seahawks had that color combination first, but that's per Chris Pratt anyway. So who knows?
No, they stay out of the sports league, Dana. They did not.
They didn't have trans green.
That trans green came late longer than that.
Not to be confused with weak. But yes, I think
he's stating he only understands NHL team colors.
I didn't even understand half of those. But yeah, so I'm gonna be working on that.
Maybe. Sweet, cool, good deal. All right, speaking of Mr. I wear my sunglasses at night. What's up there, Mr. Julian? We haven't seen you, long time no see.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about. You never know what I'm talking
I
about.
don't know what you're talking about. So I've been working on the castle. I've been working on pulling parts out of my own collection, doing a little bricklink order. Here's the dearsies. And sometime in the next week. I'll have Darth Maul's bust complete. I didn't get those black curved pieces that are $57 each. I'm using trans clear, but who cares? It's for me, not them.
There you go.
And then the other thing I was doing is like, oh, you can kiss my butt. I will take this other Darth Maul and just put it on some base plates.
There you go.
Nice.
It's not studs. It's plates. I don't care.
It's my Lego. I'll do what I want.
$120 for some studs?
It's crazy.
Oh, and they did this for me a long time ago. All right, everybody, get your information right here.
Blink,
oh, hang on.
Yep.
If this is a Rick roll, I'm gonna be big.
That's a great idea.
That is a great idea, actually.
That's a great idea.
There it is.
I'm gonna make a Rick roll one and put it side by side and be like, link tree and fun. Say nothing else. And then I'm doing this.
Ooh, what are you doing there? What's that going to be for?
It's going to be again the water outside the castle.
Blue on blue.
Yeah. Listen, I just do what the boss tells me to. He provides the parts and I build.
And there you do it.
There it is.
You do what you're told.
Representing
Old Ray Briggs.
All right.
Well, it is good to see you because I know we haven't seen you in a minute, so that's been nice to have you. When's the next time we're going to see you up in this neck of the woods? I
don't know. When's the next in-person meeting?
It was last Saturday.
No, when's the next one?
And it's probably going to be on the south side of town by ABC, so you wouldn't have to come all the way up here.
You can actually save an hour to your trip.
It wasn't that I didn't want to come, and it wasn't even that Jamie didn't want to come. I had a family reunion.
We're family. Come on.
And I'm there way more than I'm with them. And what are you showing? What are you showing, Ant Man?
Oh, I'm just my crumpled up instructions. I like this picture of the pig with the long legs there.
Rebuild the world.
I like this pig.
That is a cool pig.
And a forestman hideout.
Forestman hideout.
Oh, excuse me. Actually, not the forestman anymore. Forest Guardians. I got some hate in the comments on the Beyond the Brick review because I called it the Forest Men. And apparently Lego is being more inclusive these days, and they're now the Forest Guardian. Cannot call it Forest Men. So
really,
I am sorry to whoever left that comment.
Hey,
They're watching this.
Progress, occurs. That's why I try to say space people or space explorers, because that smile is gender neutral.
Well, astronaut, I guess, is probably the more appropriate term.
Astronaut.
Maybe you had me at astronaut.
Now I'm going to get in trouble because I called them space men in the Galaxy Explorer video, so I'm probably going to get another comment. So
what you should do is you should edit and go space person.
Yeah, I did that though, actually. So if you guys have seen the castle video, I called the cow dark tan, or the ox that's in it. Yes, and so I just did a really poorly edited medium nougat robot voice that cover up that mistake. So that's
awesome. That should be your thing. Always, if there is always, if I were you, I'd start inadvertently always messing something up just to always do that as your bit in every.
Just have a signature, My signature is mistakes.
Exactly.
So we watched both your reviews today over lunch as I flipped through the YouTube, and I made a point. I searched it out because I looked on the Ant Bandit channel and there was no link. So I was like, okay, I'll have to go to the big break. And I just want to say that your enthusiasm was infectious. Thomas was like, "Are you going to buy that?" And I'm like, "No, it's $400."
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, but look at that trap door. I'm like, it's not the first set to come with the trap door, dude.
Right.
I'm sorry,
the first set. It's the first set to him that's come with the trap door. So
and
there you go.
That question: are you going to buy that? Doesn't that just mean when are you going? Like you should be buying that. Well, because that's like permission to buy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've explained that Victoria is the enabler in our house because she's always like. But at least Thomas didn't ask you, "Are you buying two?" Because that's usually what I get. It's like, well, why didn't you buy two? And I'm like, what are you doing to me?
He wanted me to buy the piano, but I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just not. Unless you're going to buy it, I'm not spending that much money on a piano.
Castle's way better than the piano. Way better.
All right, so I have been chit-chatting along with you guys, and I've totally missed our gallery here. I'm going to go through as I'm coughing, and I need a cough button. So shout out to Michael Gilliam, Mayo in the house. Did you say Mayo?
Yep.
I'm still there. Moto, it was Bling.
What's up?
Andrew Sada. We love Andrew Sada. He's a good guy. And a rare appearance by Doc Sampson. Hello, Doc. I thought we were going to get to see Doc in Chicago, but evidently he didn't come to Chicago. So big wine there. All right. Mr. Just Jeff, what you got going in your Lego world, my friend?
My renovations keep getting delayed.
That sucks.
And completely normal.
and that's it, isn't it? It's delay.
Mm-hmm. Oklahoma's been heat spiking like 100 plus for the last 2 weeks. So no, it's horrible. And then you throw in the humidity, and it's a different kind of hot. And here I am.
Hey, I have a quick question for you.
I have answers.
I hope you do. Correct me if I'm wrong, because and I have ulterior motives for this question, and I'll also admit the fact that I have not been paying 100% attention, which is why I'm asking the question now. Is there an actual Lego show in Oklahoma, or is it only that you go down to Texas? There's two in Oklahoma.
Two. So we've got Brick Universe that happened in May, and then I guess Brick Fest Live.
Okay, so
It's gonna
both of the
be
Press
so
Live.
both of the shows are not actual local shows; they're
traveling
corporate
shows.
esque shows, which are not necessarily fan shows, kind of thing.
Well, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because my ulterior motive is that we have my wife has another friend who's in Oklahoma who keeps wanting us to come out and visit him. So I was like, well, we can make this like a three birds with one stone kind of thing. Just Jeff, Derek, and do a Lego show. But if it's Brick Universe and Brickfest Live, it would be two birds instead of three birds. But I digress.
Yeah.
So potentially in the next year or 18 months, I will see you in your home state at some point in time. We will get together. So
Sounds great.
all right.
But Brickfest is new. That's a thing that's happening for the first time this year. According to the club president for the Oklahoma Lug, we will be attending, and he got like 30 tables.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So I was like,
Did you say 30
So-
tables?
30.
Oh my.
So
Wow.
I kind of had a minor panic attack, and I was like, I don't see this happening. And we had an officer discussion about it, and other people prevailed.
Been there, seen that.
Yeah, so now we have to decide on possibly up to 3 layouts. We have to decide on what we're going to bring separately and whether or not we have enough time. Because our meetings are every other month. So
How
that
big
gives
is
us,
how big is the Oklahoma Lug?
that's a funny question. So it ranges from, hey, 20 people are here, that's great, to holy crap, we filled up the area that we meet in, like 100 plus people. So it depends on the month, and like I'm pretty sure it's because of reasons that I can't get into online. But so it varies. I mean, I think that we're going to be like pulling out. Yeah, because pulling out is always a good idea. I think we're going to be like hitting up everybody that hasn't like came by in a while, and like, hey, we're going to be doing this display in this theme. The running idea right now is pirates, and I would rather gouge my eyes out than to build a pirate display. So we'll see what happens.
Time will tell.
Both-
Time will tell.
Both of those things would be interesting, whether it's gouging your eyes out or a pirate display.
Right, exactly. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, pirates is a great theme and all, and it's cool. It's just not for me. And our president has been building post-apocalyptic stuff, like taking modulars and changing them to post-apocalyptic. Yeah, I found it on Rebrickable. And, like, I kind of brought that up, but other voices prevailed.
Well, it's interesting because we had Breakfast Live come here a couple of years ago, and the lug was invited, and we showed up, and we actually did a bunch of different things. It wasn't like just one group display and that was it. So it's interesting that your lug is wanting to think of just doing one thing and one thing only. But again, those people prevailed. So you guys do what you want. So they came back again this year, and they didn't reach out to us, and we didn't reach out to them. And we heard it was kind of a non-AFOL snore fest. So we had a couple AFOLs go, and they were there for like 45 minutes. They said it was a waste of time, and then they went to the Lego store and Bricks and Minifigures, and they had a better time for the afternoon. So
I like to defend Brickfest, but I'm not defending them. I will say that me and Keith went to Brick Universe in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And again, because I said they were coming back, and Keith's like, I'm not wasting $15 on that.
Yeah.
I'll go buy a Pick a Brick cup.
It's a different thing. It's a different thing. Now, I know, like, Martin, he's been going to, like, Brick Universe, like, all over the place.
Yeah.
But he's, like, doing his thing. And I know that there's a couple other prime builders like Martin
Oh, yeah.
who are doing their thing. But again, it's showing up and seeing the cool things that those 4 or 5 builders are doing versus showing up and seeing what, like, 500 builders are doing.
And there's the other part where if you're an AFOL, you have either seen it in person at least once, seen it all over your Facebook, or some non-Lego person said, "Hey, look at this cool stuff." So it's just like, yeah, man, I've seen the raspberry. Can we move on now?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we'll move on, because if you want to hear more about this particular topic, I think you go back about 23 episodes ago and you'll find it where we talked about it. So,
I mean, for me, it's a chance to like hang out with Martin if he shows up and like some other people, and that's how I kind of look at it.
Which is true.
Totally.
Which is true.
And when we don't get a lot of opportunities, so the way that Oklahoma works is that there's Oaklug, which is not a recognized plug yet. And then there is the Lego Train Club, which is a recognized club. So,
Just trains though.
the Lego trains, just trains and like and set outs and everything else. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Rich is all about that.
Yeah, and then
that's what Peach Lug was at one point in time. It was the North Georgia Train Group,
and now it's the North Florida Space Group.
The North Florida,
and some castle.
I'm going to get a special brick made that says the North Florida, North of Florida Space Group.
Space Group.
But we'll be able to display at the train thing that they're doing in November if we want to build something like for town to throw it in there, and I'll probably throw in my custom Batmobile.
There you go.
Okay, and then in December, I'm sorry, next year's Tulsa's Comic-Con. And the Lego people in Tulsa are trying to get their lug back together. So we were invited to come hang out with them next year at Tulsa Lug to display there. So there's a lot more opportunities. It's just, it's not going to be ideal. I mean, Lego shows are fun. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I would rather go to, like, Bricks Cascade or, like, you know.
Oh yeah, nope. You're not saying anything that nobody hasn't said before, so you're good to go.
Yeah,
Tim, welcome to the stream. Better late than never. Glad to have you. It's that time zone change, isn't it?
No, he just woke up.
Yeah. No, it's just my wife gets home at 7, and I usually I'm cooking dinner, and I was running a little behind today. So.
Duly noted. Well, I'm not going to do what Fazoom does and throw you on the spot as soon as you walk in the door, but I am going to go to Rich. So, Rich, what's up in your Lego world, my friend?
Oh my goodness, there have been so many things happening around the Little Brick Gallery that I could fill up the last half hour of this show and exclude Tim. I'm sorry, Tim. Hold on. Speaking of trains.
We got trains?
Look at this. Look at this. Watch this happening.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's huge.
Nice.
Whoa.
That's what she
Yes,
said.
it's better to keep it pulled down.
said.
Yes. This is come to you thanks to, and this is not a direct endorsement, brick-powered Lego, battery-powered Lego. He recommended this, and let me tell you, it is soft, it is supple, it is pliable, and it is perfect for going into your connectors to replace the rotten old wire. This is beautiful stuff. Here it is again. It's got to be 24 gauge silicone wire. I got 50 feet of 6 pin. That's 6 wires. That's essentially 150 feet worth of wiring. 2 strands times 3.
So was that to replace your 9-volt coil? Is that what's on there?
Yep. The old, nasty, crumbly, oil-based, vegetable-based, wire, rubber wire. Yeah. Speaking of vegetable-based, I've been working on this.
Very cool.
This is the newsstand slant toy shop 3-in-1.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually going to be a bike shop and like a bodega. Counter's going to go there. These are coolers. There are going to be newspapers in the front, bikes hanging on the walls, some repair action going back here. A friend of mine,
I'm a big fan of the word bodega. Just
Bodega.
Just wanted to shout out that I'm a big fan of bodega.
Bodega. My new Lego friend from here, from the Pennsylvania area, built me the 3-in-1 creator set. And I said, now I need you to make it into a modular building. So he's working on that. A full,
Sweet.
real modular building.
Cool.
So that's awesome. I got a new card holder, business card holder, Technic and Lego plate and brick.
There you go.
Very nice. I got a plane suspended in the air.
Ooh, nice.
Look,
Ooh. I got this Sweet Surprises 3-in-1 made into a modular.
You have been very busy.
Look, it's even got a Murphy bed. And
All
there's
modular.
the actual bakery.
Very nice.
We got a pie in the oven. Yes, I'll get it out. I'll have to pull that out because it'll get burned.
Not to be confused with a bun in the oven.
No, pie. Even got milk and butter in the fridge.
Excellent.
And I got a little bathroom. And the third floor does not seem to want to disengage from the third floor. Oh, there we go. And there we have pizza on the table.
As my vertigo is setting in.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh. The Disney train station is complete now that I have the correct clock face on both sides. Did I show you the secondary platform?
Oh, very cool.
It works very excellently. After we went away for the weekend, beginning of the week, my wife suggested we go to King of Prussia. And she said, you need to get yourself those.
Some new modulars. New things to add.
So this is my new pile of shame.
Oh, yeah. Big pile of shame there.
That's a great
So these might all end up as modulars. Of course, there's the library in the back there, and as well as the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So now Doc mentioned, you can't see the chat, but Doc mentioned, and it's true because I know Matthew has talked about this, and to give myself non-motion sickness, I'm going to pull back out here. So you are very adamant about putting your detail in your modulars. And like, because Matthew has pointed out, nobody sees inside when you're at the show. So unless you can open it up and see it, which I agree, unless you've got lots of windows. But now in your shop, because it is more, intimate scenario, will you allow, or will you do little tours with people and open things up for them to see? Or
I do. I do all the time. People are saying, that's cool. Is there anything inside? Why, yes, there is. And I'll just reach over and pull these things open. I can pull this open. No, I won't allow them to do it.
I got an idea for you. I got a funny idea for you. Attach a bar or something on one of the bottom ones, so when you pull it off, you got a minifig hanging on.
That's clever.
Yes,
that's clever. I like
it. Please use that.
I often unpack the Ghostbusters headquarters because it's a lovely build. I don't know if anybody's seen inside recently, but
oh, it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty darn cool. Got everything in there.
Yep.
And I'll often unpack this one because people are like, Ghostbusters headquarters.
Yeah, we normally get, it's a Waffle House, but yeah.
Hey, Waffle Houses could be cool.
Great.
Who knows? There could be a Waffle House on display here someday. Who knows?
You never know.
But this is a recent build of mine, the Sweet Surprises 3-in-1. I even made this little spindle thing here to make it look like the awning rolls up.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Well, like you said, we could spend
so many things.
We could spend hours on what you got going on, and maybe we need to do a different stream for that, which would be kind of cool. So
yeah.
I'm gonna move on to Mr. Tim.
Well, I don't have a whole lot. Be heading to Virginia in a little over a week to help set it up for whoever's coming up there.
Cool.
And then I get back from there, and I'm actually doing a talk at the museum where we have that Lego display in North Houston. So I'm going to talk about how I combine my art with the building and the bricks and stuff. So act like I know something.
How's the reception been to that exhibit so far?
Oh my God! I just got a report. They've had 10,000 people over the summer, and there's still a whole nother month left.
Wow.
It's like the biggest they had before this was like 6,500. So yeah, it's killing it. It's
Wow.
so, and I'm pretty sure the weekend that I'm doing that talk, the group's going to be there too. We're going to kind of have an all-day event. Kids come and build and stuff, and so yeah, it's really in the news coverage. They've been Houston, one of the variety shows. They just came and did an interview and a talk about it last week, and then it's been on the news a couple of times. So yeah, it's really the art, Lego and art is really getting to be a good thing. So
That's cool.
Coolio. All right. Well, good deal. All right. Let me not screw this up again. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I guess brings us last but not least to the big deal. What's up, Mr. Matthew? What's in your Lego world?
So I have a different screen name every show, and sometimes it's a challenge to come up with something new. But this week,
I know this one.
On Monday, my husband had oral surgery, and yeah, he was really in a different zone when he got home from that. Doesn't remember anything from Monday, including ordering an entire box of dill pickle flavored potato chips, which he likes. So
Win-win.
Wow.
but we have a lot of them now. So I was joking around, and there was a hat that said "I'm kind of a big dill," and I had a pickle, and I was like, maybe I should get that for him. But and then on the bricks beer, it's like, well, at least I've got my screen name figured out for Thursday.
You gonna bring the big deal to Brick Fair, Virginia?
I will not be coming. Went to Chicago. That's my big Lego road trip for this year. But who knows? Maybe in another year I'll be back up there. I had a great time when I was up there. And I will say, coming back to Mr. Richard for a second, when I came up and looked at his modulars in person at Brick Fair last August, he was very generous about opening his buildings up to show off his interior detail. So I know from personal experience that he's not shy about letting you take a peek inside if you're curious about what's going on underneath the roof. So in my house, I've been building a lot of sets. I made myself stop building store sets before we went to Brick World, and so since we've gotten back, I've built the AT-AT and the Everyone is Awesome, which was sitting in my to build pile for a year. So finally got around to building it, and I just finished the Starry Night, which is fantastic. And I built one Harry Potter set, and I'm in the middle of building another Harry Potter set. And so I'm sort of just catching up on all these delayed gratification experiences. I will say that I was a guest on Mr. BW's Canadian Brick Builders last night, and I was saying how much I enjoyed the Starry Night. It's a very different build experience. There's a bit of repetition as you build up the back wall because it's a whole bunch of 1x4 plates, but they are at least there's a variety of color. Every single row has a slightly different color combination. I really enjoyed the three-dimensional aspect of how the village and the tree stick out from the background. And so it's right now, if I were to make a top 10 favorite official builds of all time, I would probably put it in there. It's just different from anything else I've built before. I really enjoyed it. And it's selling quite well. I know it keeps going out of stock at our local store, but if it's something that interests you, if you like the picture already and you're thinking, well, maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't, I'll just say it was a fun build experience, and it got me thinking about sort of making a three-dimensional picture
What set are we talking about? I'm sorry.
Star Night.
Okay. I
By
misheard.
Van Gogh. It's not Van Gogh. It's actually Van Gogh, like your coffee. Van Gogh.
Excuse you.
Exactly. And the other thing I did was I have a Bricklink store, which I've mentioned before, and I went through the basement. I'm trying to tidy up the basement and went through and wrote down every single set number because I mostly resell sets in the basement, and I went and double checked my online inventory, and lo and behold, there were like 20, 25 sets sitting in the basement that I had never actually listed on Bricklink. And so, surprise, there's more stuff now. So no wonder those things hadn't sold. People can't buy what you don't have listed. So I'm in the butt to go through and do an inventory, and I hadn't done it in a couple of years. And but the other thing that's surprising to me is my Bricklink store, which was dead in February and March and April, has really picked up in June. I've been selling a lot of sets, which is interesting because when I see the other online forums, people are complaining about how slow June, July has been for them. But for me personally, I've sold a lot of sets in the last month and a half. So I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just have the right things for sale.
What kind of themes are you selling? What kind of stuff is flying off the shelf?
No, it's no one thing. It's not one thing. It's a mixture. I mean, I've sold some old Harry Potter sets. I've sold minifigs that I took out of Harry Potter sets. I finally sold the Cusco Ideas set with the green spacemen or space people that had been sitting in my store for a very long
Exosuit.
Exosuit.
And if I knew you had that, I would have bought that off you. I still don't have that set.
It only sat in my store for like 5 years. But
Oh crap!
I'm just cringing over the fact that I'm calling up your space fan card. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I have one. I built one for me.
Well, I'm glad you built one for you, but the fact that
a true space fan would have bought at least 2 of them.
Exactly. I think I have 3
I
of
have
them.
I have one in the window and I have one in a box. So
I bought 4
I don't
of
understand.
them. I bought 4 of them and I sold the other 3.
Well,
so
that's my
there you
point.
go.
Well, but you sold them. It's not. I mean, I can't. That's like getting rid of one of my children. I can't do that.
That would be like getting rid of my modulars. So I'm a modular builder, and I have it. And frankly, it's an extremely fragile set. If you look at it wrong, it falls apart.
Have you seen space sets?
I grew up building classic space sets that did not fall apart.
No. Let me repreface this. Have you seen neoclassic mocks?
I'm just going to say it was a very unstable build. And this brings me to another point that I was rather irritated building at with how fragile it was. I mean,
It is.
The pieces that sit on the bottom, if you go to rotate the thing, which you have to do to tack things on to the left and right sides, stuff just falls off.
Can I take a pause right now?
Falls off.
Can I take a pause? Dana,
What's up?
see Matt's complaint about actual Lego sets and me with my one stud connections. I'm just saying, all things are equal.
They are. They all balance out.
And I talked about the cathedral that I had to rebuild, Our Lady of One Stud Connection, that it just fell apart if you bumped it. So maybe it's just a personal pet peeve of mine. Maybe I care about that more than other people do. But it's the exosuit was beautiful, but incredibly fragile.
Oh,
And it's one of the reasons I probably didn't keep a second set. Is I just thought, if I gave this to a kid, they would be super frustrated because it would not stay together.
It is definitely it's advertised as like an action figure mech that you could play with, but the reality is you put that thing on the shelf and you don't even look at it because it might fall over.
It's almost a set you need to glue. That's how that.
Yeah, it is. And like a lot of and unfortunately, we joke about the Giddens gear. And if you're not familiar with what the Giddens gear is, it's that all spaceships require to have landing gear. Otherwise, they're considered a rail ship, and you can't have that. So you got to have landing gear. And Chris is classic for adding one stud connection landing gear.
Hey, He built me a pink spaceship. It had landing gear when it got here. They have assimilated into the collection, and it is now a rail ship or whatever.
Exactly. And truthfully, and the sad part is, other than like the classic sets that use those stanchions as pseudo landing gear, we love them. We think it's fun, but it's hard to do landing gear correctly and have it be usable without it being clunky. I mean, even the new Galaxy Explorer has landing gear, but they're big and chunky. I mean, they're friggin' awesome.
They come off really easily.
But they're again, it's the clutch for what it's used for. So it's hard. It's just a difficult thing to do without one stud connections.
I have no complaints about the new Galaxy Explorer landing gear. I think it's fine.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that in general, landing gear have always been flimsy, funky for spaceship mocks. It's just a thing. It's a part of the process.
It's making excuses for shoddy design. I see how it is. Mm-hmm.
I just go with hard points that they can land on, which are the inverted tiles, round tiles.
Yep.
That look
Which
like,
is a good
they're
solution.
hard points.
Yeah, it's a good solution.
They just float down and land. That's my explanation.
Yep, and it works. We lost Jeff, which we usually do at some point in time. I hope he's doing all right and everything's cool.
So just to preview, originally I had hoped to have on a guest from our local lug. We had our in-person meeting last Saturday, and one of our members, Jason, had taken the Starry Night and he had put Christmas lights in it so that there were lights around the various star points on the display. Very, very nice looking, and we hope to have him on. Unfortunately, he just got COVID and begged off, saying that his voice was not strong enough to sit here and talk to us for a while. So hopefully in coming attractions, we will have Jason on to talk about lighting, and our very own Mr. Sandlin, who did a very nice job lighting his Monkey Kid City layout at the convention in Chicago. And so we've got some folks who have been sort of pushing their lighting skills and get those people on to share some of their experiences.
Not to throw shade, but the funny thing is that basically Sandlin spent like what $2.99 on a string of Christmas lights and threw it together in like 30 minutes, and it looked freaking awesome. So it doesn't have to be a professional lighting kit to do it. You can do some really great things with some off the wall or off the shelf kind of stuff.
Or you can just be Mark.
Yeah.
Right. And have like fog machines and rotating lights.
It's Mark.
Yeah, exactly. And all that implies.
I spent $30 on Amazon to have the multicolor function LEDs in the Moon Palace.
Exactly. But it works.
4 shades of pink and purple. Choose from 4 shades for $30.
That's pretty freaking cool.
And then in my display at Brick World, I had these little ball lights that you like pulled this thing out and they would light up. And I think I spent $20 on them on Amazon after somebody else recommended them on one of these shows.
Can you see that?
15. Yep. That's it.
These were from, what's today? The 21st? 5 weeks. It's weak. But it's still there. It's a little tiny light.
Go on the big screen with yours, Dana. It looks like the one we put in the castle in the train.
Those are the ones Gil used, right?
Yeah, the ones that Gil would shove up his nose.
Yeah.
Oh no, the ones I'm talking about were
it's
a little
hard
bit
to
longer.
see, but this one is actually still illuminating just slightly. Just slightly. And it's been 5 weeks that this thing's been rolling.
So
it's amazing.
So I brought a bag of those to the show, and I didn't have anything specific in terms of how to use them. And then I was like, it's like 20 minutes still. Festival lights is supposed to start. I'm like, I don't really have time. And Mark Sandlin's like, I'll help you. And so we start popping off the hydroponic pods, and he's dropping light in each one. And darn if it didn't look pretty cool. And
Yeah.
we did it in 15 minutes. We're like popping these things in. And like we finish and 2 minutes later they turn out the lights. And I'm like, well, I was cutting it a little close, but it worked. So you don't even have to have an elaborate plan sometimes. Yeah. You just put some lights in there, it can definitely add a little flavor. So
absolutely.
Hey, I'm gonna leave too.
What? Why be that way?
Yeah.
I don't care. Go on.
Him woke me up early this morning.
I got him up really early. So
really early this
morning. You get to miss out what I'm doing anyway, so I don't care.
Is it time to complete the eye exam after the dilation?
I'm just gonna go to bed. All right, boys.
All right, Julian.
Bye, boys.
Later, Tim.
I'll see you Lego guys later.
Later.
And I'm not editing that out.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys. Whatever. All right. So that leads to me, and then we'll do a brief topic. What's that?
Say y'all. Go Southern.
Go y'all. Go y'all. Go y'all. Go y'all or go home, I guess is what the whole phrase is.
Just call everybody dogs.
Yeah,
dogs.
Something like
y'all
that.
Dogs.
Something like that. I got one thing to talk about realistically. So one of our lug members had mentioned that Walmart had this set online for $9.99, which is, again, it's 3 of the little stunt bike sets, which you can get for like $10 a piece or something like that. But you get a free Lego set or a free Lego case. So this whole thing for $9.97. I was like, yeah, I got to order one. So
wow.
I think they still have them available. And in the stores, though, this is like $15, which is still pretty freaking good, even if you get it in the store, which I think it's weird that it's $10 online, but $15 in the store, which is strange. So, but if you want a free carrying case and you get a couple minifigures, $10, easy peasy.
That's a great price.
That's my little purchase for the week. My build for the week, I'll go to the big screen on this one because it's entirely possible I may drop it, and that will be entertaining. So in my ongoing set restoration, I've been going through and finding the little baggies from Bricklink purchases to complete actual sets that I had missing 1 or 2 pieces. And so this nice little firehouse set is this week's Old Gray Brick set of the week. It is set 7208, which is actually semi-modular, I would say, because as opposed to it being on a base plate or even 16 by 16s, it's on 8 by 16s or 16 by 16s with the little road sections, which you can see here and here for the underneath the doors. That's pretty cool. I like the fact that the top of it for the ceiling lights or ceiling windows, they use 2 of these little windows like this with a tile. Lock those down on top. Just slide it into place. I've used a similar technique with the octagons from RoboForce for some oxo, those translucent ones, or the ones from the Blacktron base. And again, I'm always a big fan of these garage doors. Always a big fan. So,
isn't that your second firehouse you've done recently?
As a matter of fact, it is my second firehouse and third fire theme in general, because there was another fire set that I also put together recently too. And I think that the next set that I've got to reconstruct is a little old road set that actually had the chrome pipes. So that'll probably put together and finish up because it was missing 2 pieces that I finally found the other day too. So set restoration is almost done. I think I have maybe 4 or 5 more sets that need to go down and a few more pieces from here and there. I think I got the last minifigure I needed for the Lone Ranger Mountain set. I have to see if I've got the little Indian girl since I found Johnny Depp in an order that I got recently. So hopefully I might have that to show.
That's Native American person.
Native American.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you get in trouble saying that
Person.
anymore.
Native American person.
I don't know. I'm sorry. My apologies to any Native American Indians who took offense to my comment of saying Indian lady. I didn't mean it by it. So, which brings me up a completely unrelated story, but it's kind of funny in general. A friend of mine who plays intramural sports in Colorado. At one point in time, he was playing up against a group of there was a group of Native American Indians who had their own intramural basketball team, and they were the white men. And their logo was a silhouette of a guy with a fedora or like an old hat, and so they were the white men. And I thought that was freaking hysterical. So completely unrelated, but entertaining in general. So, but if you've been seeing, Chris usually will ask me, what are you working on? I see you feverishly working for parts and stuff like that. This is one of those projects that I said I would do for somebody. And then so I'm getting the parts to finally build that. But then I found out today that I probably won't get to actually share pictures with it for about 2 to 3 months. So I'm not a big fan about building something that I can't share because I'm slightly narcissistic and I like that immediate feedback of when I build something and sharing it and not being able to get the feedback on it.
What if the feedback is that sucks?
Well, that's just it. I won't know for 2-3 months. That's the
feedback is
I
you
had to
should do
train
that
that muscle because whenever I do a project for Lego, it's like, will they even release it? I don't know because it's like 3-4 months till whatever I make comes out sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
and because this particular project, I only thought I had to do 1 build, but I do need to do 2 builds, so I'm doing the second build now. And I finished the other build at the end of last month, and I submitted it. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we extended the deadline for another month." And I'm like, "Oh." So I have this other build that have already been done for like over a month, and crickets. Can't show it. Can't put it on social media. It's killing me. I think that's part of the reason why I held off building it, because they gave me like 6 months to do the project, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till the end, and then they still keep extending the deadline. So. All right. So we've got a whole 4 minutes to talk about the topic that we were going to do.
What topic?
Exactly. It was a messy Thursday.
There was a topic?
Well, Matthew and I, we talked, we were going to do maps of Lego or flags of Lego, and we thought that we had the perfect group for it. But it will have to wait for another time. And no, I'm kidding. We're not going to talk about maps and flags. We were actually going to talk about color and in your builds, but we will save that for another time when Chris and or Mark are not here and we can spring it on the group, or we'll just do it another time and bully them into it. So,
or we'll do it at a time where there's exactly 3 of us, and then we can talk about color.
yes. Here we've gone like, I think I don't know if it was last Thursday. I think there were like 4 of us. That was it.
Well, darn, I could have rehearsed my speech for that, because that's what I'm going to talk about is how I put color in the Lego builds.
Tim saved that because we're going to do another episode and we're going to do color, because as you guys know, I've got a little thing about building with color, and so does Meredith and so does Matthew. Many of our other builders typically focus on grays or reds or blues. So we'll see. Not talking about you, Rich. You all the plethora, because cities are full of color all over the place. Although there are lots of browns and reds and dark colors in your building. Just pointing that out.
So are houses and castles.
Exactly. Just saying.
What are you talking about? Castles are always colorful.
Well, if they're yellow.
This is why the sweet surprises ended up medium nougat and white with the dark dessert.
Nougat.
Medium nougat.
The
nougat.
Brick World had a castle that was made out of like different shades of blue, and it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Was it the smaller one? Yeah. Did you see the one with all the coral?
And under the black light? Yes.
That was from Tim, the brickmaster for 2022. So yeah, fantastic stuff. I guess he's okay. He's all right. Evidently, he was the bridesmaid for years, from what I understand. That he was the bridesmaid for Brick World Chicago for years and years and years, and now he was no longer the bridesmaid. So it was a big year for Brick World this year. So, all right, we are at 59 minutes and 9 seconds. So we are coming down to the wire. Is there any last parting words from any of our peanut gallery for this evening?
Replace your
wires.
Jeff's going to point out that this episode's only one half of a Canadian Brick Builders episode.
One half.
He has a point.
So I have a suggestion to throw out there. If you will contemplate this, I will do a tutorial on how to replace your wires and your connectors.
I'm thinking that's going to be a YouTube video on its own.
It could be. Oh, could it? Yes, it could. It could.
Rich, Dave Cowdice has done it as well with the same wires that you got.
Yes.
But it's in Canadian, so I mean, only
it's hard to translate.
Understand it, so
yeah.
They use
the lucky you're bilingual
or trilingual in the tri-state area. It's
something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So that being said, it is 9 o'clock. Usually, Chris at this point in time says some sort of eloquent speech about the environment or current affairs or something along those lines about being good to each other or being awesome and building awesome or something along those lines. So just mentally fill in that recorded thing that he does in the back of your head, and it's all good. So until next time, folks, go out there, be awesome to each other, build something awesome, and we'll catch you on Monday for Messy Monday. Hopefully it'll be a little less messy than this Thursday Night Live. Until then, have a good night. Ciao, everybody. Bye. I guess this is where I hit the end broadcast button. Bye.